I'm Lloyd CEO of Pixium Vision. We are a public company based here in Paris, France, and we have developed a technology called Prima, which is a bionic vision system which restores sight for patients that have lost vision due to dry AMD. So at Pixium Vision, we're creating a world of bionic vision for those who've lost their sight. Please be mindful of any forward-looking statements. So we're currently now at Pixium Vision investing into the last stages of clinical development. Our focus is on neuromodulation and ophthalmology, and we have core know-how in three key areas: the development of brain-machine technologies, the ability to use proprietary algorithms to simplify images, and then the use of artificial intelligence to improve visual experience for the patients that suffer from retinal dystrophies. We are, as I mentioned, developing the Prima retinal implant system, which actually helps restore vision in patients that have the advanced stages of dry AMD. We have implanted thus far over 10 patients. 7 of them have been followed for an extended period of time. And actually, through these implantations and the 3 ongoing trials we've been able to validate the proof of concept for use of our technology in dry AMD, a disease which currently has no therapeutic solution. We do believe that Prima can become the first therapeutic solution in dry AMD, a potential market opportunity of over $1 billion. We now have 2 key milestones coming up. The first is the completion of our Primavera pivotal study at the end of 2023. We're actively recruiting for that study in Europe. And then we have an ongoing feasibility study in the US, which we initiated in Q1 of last year with patients already implanted. We have key management here in Europe, as well as Israel and in the US. And collectively, we have over 100 years of experience in developing disruptive medical technologies, managing regulatory and clinical processes, and market access. We also have surrounded ourselves with an advisory group of the top thought leaders in the area of retinal dystrophies and AMD. Our co-founder is Professor José Alain from the Vision Institute in France, and he's currently the head of ophthalmology at UPMC Medical Center in Pittsburgh. We also work very closely with Stanford University and Professor Daniel Palanker in the development of our technology, more specifically in the development of our retinal implant devices. So as I mentioned, we're targeting dry AMD. Today, there are 160 million patients or people around the world that suffer from the dry form of AMD. There is no therapeutic option for them today. And in this particular disease, patients progressively lose central vision and then go on to blindness. As you can see in the image on the right, this is very typical of a patient with advanced dry AMD, where they actually lose the ability to see faces and use their detailed vision. And again, we believe Prima can become the first approved solution in dry AMD. For the wet form, which represents only 20% of all AMD, there currently are therapies that exist, and that represents roughly a $10 billion market. So how does the system work? It's actually a 3-step visualization process. As you can see, there are 2 external components, and then there's also the implant, which is the internal component. So what happens is, in a relatively quick surgery, we implant the patient, and then they come back for switch on of the system. When they do, basically what happens is that the mini camera that you see that's mounted on the glasses will capture images of the environment, and then it sends those images in a video stream to the pocket processor. The pocket processor then simplifies the images using our proprietary algorithms. And in the second step, we'll send back a stimulation signal in the form of infrared light through the camera, through the pupil, to the implant in the back of the eye. It will then stimulate specific cells on the implant. And then in the third step, it will convert those signals that have been projected onto the implant into an electrical signal, which is sent to the ganglion cells, to the optic nerve, into the brain, where the patient then will perceive the image that we've captured for them. So here you can see the animation of what I just described. That is the deepest layer of the retina, where the photoreceptor cells are. We create a small incision, we inject the implant in the subretinal space. We then apply oil or gas to reattach the retina, and then 4 weeks to 6 weeks later, patient comes back for switch on. And there you can see capturing the image, converting that into a signal, then transforming that into light, activating the implant, and then the rest of the visual process takes place. In this particular video, I'll demonstrate here what a patient is undergoing a letter or word recognition test. And you can see here that with our system, they're actually able to see letters and read words. And then in the second part of the test, they remove our glasses so they cannot benefit from the implant. And you'll see that they're not able to read. So here you can see they're scanning. They recognize the first letter. And then you can see they can see the next letter. The image on the left is what the camera perceives, and on the right is what the implant is receiving. And so you can see here that they're able to see all the letters and read the word. So that was successful. And there you can see that without our system, they're not able to read the word elephant. So as I mentioned, our European pivotal study, we expect to have the data readout at the end of 2022 into early 2023, at which point we will receive CE mark and be able to commercialize in Europe. And we're currently now undergoing our phase 2 in the US and in negotiation with the FDA for potential breakthrough device designation, at which point then we'll get more clarity on the clinical work that needs to be done to receive FDA approval in the US. Thank you.